and tonight we're going to be looking at this amazing plant. This is known as Epiphyllum. It's a epiphyte, hence the name Epiphyllum. So that means it grows like in tree branches up in the air. It doesn't really root itself into the earth or into the soil. And it's a tropical cactus, and kind of likes the shade, not a lot of direct sunlight. That's why I have it here on my deck, and it flowers profusely every year. You can see we have a spent flower here that's about 2 or 3 days old, and then another flower here that opened up last night, and then this is tonight's blossom. And they're very aromatic, and they have such a sweet, wonderful scent. If you like aromatic plants, this is an amazing one to grow, because you come in the vicinity of the plant and it's just overpowering, and it's a lovely scent. Very, very cool. But yeah, it's a epiphyte cactus, grows up in the trees, and it's tropical, so you don't really want to keep it, below freezing. I've let it go down into 40s or so, but I store this in the garage over the winter. It doesn't really seem to bother too much. My garage is fairly dark, so it doesn't seem to be bothered too much by a low amount of light during the dormancy. In fact, that might help it blossom, I'm not certain, but it's also got another bloom back here, which we'll take a look at in a little while. But yeah, I just have it planted in cactus mix here in this pot. It's a terracotta pot, and I've had this plant for quite a few years now. I got it from Cactus in Germany. I actually did an internship there a few years ago, working with these cacti and other cacti. It's an amazing garden nursery in Germany. It's in Rommelshausen, just outside of Stuttgart. But yeah, this is, if you've never grown a cactus and you want to grow one that rewards you with some amazing flowers, this is a great one to try, because it's very forgiving in its care too. You can not water it for a while, since this is a succulent, it'll stay alive through those dry periods, and rewards you with these absolutely amazing flowers. These are some of my favorite flowers for cactus. Caring for these is very forgiving and foolproof. It's kind of a plant you can put in the soil and kind of forget it about a little while. Now you do need to give it some water here and there, but it's not demanding, and it's exceptionally hardy. And again, I've got buds on other varieties in this pot that are different colors. This one's white, and the white does make this rather large and beautiful flower. But I've got a red variety in here too. The flowers seem to be a little bit smaller. But yeah, they're all equally rewarding, and they're a great cactus to grow. They do have small thorns on them, on the folds in the leaves here, so that is something to look out for. You don't really want to rub your hands all over these. They will poke you a little bit, but they don't have spines like you would see on a golden barrel cactus or your normal cactus. They're much less intimidating than that. But again, one of the best reasons to grow this is the scent. It is just completely overpowering. It just fills the whole area here with this wonderful scent. It's sweet, and it's just amazing. Let's take a closer look. So now we're looking up close at one of the Epiphyllum blossoms, and you can see just how it's delicate. The flowers last about one night. You can see this is a flower from last night here, and it's going away, and this one's even a day older than that, and it's completely gone. But while they are here, they are just totally amazing. Wonderful plants. You can see all the detail, the intricacies in the blossom. Very cool. And around the side of the plant here, hiding over here, is another flower. So you can get multiple blossoms on a plant in the same pot. It's got these white flowers that are just absolutely fantastic. And the way I care for this plant is Basically from, I don't know, about March or so, I move it outside, and it just sits out here till late October, November, when we start to get some colder temperatures in the evening, and then I'll move it into the garage and leave it in the garage for a few months, and just occasionally put a little bit of water on it so it doesn't dry out completely. But it's not a very fussy plant, and for how unfussy it is, it's very rewarding. Again, I mean, these flowers are absolutely phenomenal, and they do blossom at night, so they do flower in the evening. Usually in the day before they start to open, you'll see the buds start to grow in size, and you can tell that it's about to pop. I'll actually post an image of this particular flower that I took earlier today before it did open. But yeah, once when it does, you're greeted with this wonderful, amazing bloom, and it is just so aromatic. You just want to sit out here by the plant and enjoy the scent. And you know, it rained today, so it's nice and humid, and it's just fantastic. You have this wonderful aroma sitting out here in the evening. It just makes the evening that much more enjoyable, that much more pleasant. And you can see how delicate the flower looks. Each of the petals, they almost look, kind of resemble like a bird's feather or so. But it's an amazing plant, definitely worth growing if you've never tried it before. It's a good beginner's plant, I'd say, because it's so undemanding yet so rewarding. I thought I would show too, you can see a bud forming on this particular leaf here. And if we look at other parts of the plant, you can see more buds forming in various spots. There's a rather large one here and another one back there. So I believe that will be a different color than the white one here. But the white, I've always enjoyed the white. It's just a really nice, they're also called orchid cacti, orchid cactus, and they're deserving of that name because of these very amazing flowers. There's the other bloom again down here, just as aromatic as the other one. You can see ants are visiting it. It does attract pollinators. And again, I just have it in regular cactus soil. I put a little rocks in the pot as well, and it does well in that. You could probably use a different medium, I'm sure, as well, but that's just what I went with. It works well. Fertilizer, I do put some fertilizer on this occasionally, just a generic fertilizer. I think it, especially with these flowers, it helps the plant, obtain energy to produce these blossoms. One thing though is if you do not water it enough, you can see here, I had watered it too little. At one point in time, it'll start to send out these aerial roots in search of moisture. So that's a good indicator if you haven't been watering the plant enough that, it does need some moisture. It'll show you subtly in different ways that, hey, I'm thirsty, will you put some water on me? And it's just something to pay attention to when you're raising this plant. And yeah, just look at that. Absolutely fantastic. It's kind of blowing in the wind there. Anyways, it's a plant that really is deserving of appreciation, and you don't really see it for sale very often in like a big box store or anything like that. It's kind of a specialty plant, something you can order online and have shipped to your house, but very rarely do I ever see this for sale at like a Lowe's or Home Depot. In fact, I don't know if I've ever seen them for sale at either of those stores, but maybe like a specialty nursery will have some. Again, I got these from Germany when I was working over there, and I had them imported into the United States. But if you're interested in this plant, it's definitely one to try. I could just sit out here all evening and you know, enjoy the aroma and listen to the raindrops fall out of the trees and just enjoy the plant. It's absolutely beautiful. Again, we're looking at an epiphyllum cactus. And if you grow any epiphyllums, you know, please post in the comments about, you know, the varieties that you grow and how they grow for you, because I find them to be quite hardy and quite bulletproof, especially this white variety here. Here's a bit of a look more at the structure of the plant. You can see it just kind of grows in these long individual sections. It'll form one, and then off of the one it'll form more of them. Let's see here. This one looks like it got a little damaged on the end there. That's okay. If they get damaged like that, it won't really affect the plant, because you'll just have a new growth come off the side. So it's not something to be too concerned about. But yeah, that's just epiphyllum. It's a orchid cactus, an amazing plant. And again, if you have any questions or, you know, would like to post about the plant that you're growing, please do so. It'll be interesting to hear what everybody has to say about this wonderful plant. Thanks for watching.